What's going on? Welcome back to another episode. Yeah. You like that Gucci hat, Doc?
What the hell is happening? It,
I
it
just
almost works too well.
right. I went to Glasgow yesterday and we just went to some secondhand store and I found this and some other shit. And I was like, I would have never bought. I don't care about this, but it just fits my head perfectly. So I was like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah,
And then I
dude, I know
thought I'm like,
exactly what you're talking about.
and then I don't know what like I forget what I even paid for it, but I was like, oh, this is fake. And then I look and I'm like, oh shit, this is actually Gucky.
Yeah, that's really gucky, dude.
That's that Gucky right there. But I'm not even a Gucky guy, but here we go, Doc. You know, that would it be.
I
Yeah.
like
That's
I like this
Neo in
hat because of that.
2008.
Yeah, just in college campuses with his
Yeah,
hat below
exactly.
his eyes.
Just a predator. What's going on?
This hat I have on, same deal. Just fits my head. I would never gravitate towards this typically, but perfect fit on the calp. The calp.
Yeah, shoes and hats, and actually most things now. I prioritize the fit and comfort over the style. Like the style makes sense to me if it fits perfect, unless it's like disgusting, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll even
Bro,
play with it a
yesterday,
little bit. You got a good fit. You might even play a little bit with the style. What are you saying yesterday?
worst show yet.
Oh my god, you're so deep in.
So listen to this. It was such an up and down emotional. We spent the whole day in Glasgow, me and a couple of I told you, the Africans, we went on like a fucking field trip. And
Did you went on a safari?
you could call it that. You could call it that. Glasgow and what's it called? We spend the whole day out there and come back, and finally we get back like right at 11 p.m. I make it to my show. I go home, I grab my shit, I make it to my show. Michael Moses is out here, so now he's opening every show. It's so much better when someone opens off the top. It's so
Yeah.
much more satisfying. But I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. I was so tired just because I woke up so fucking early to get the rental and blah blah blah. So I was like, I might call it. I might call the show tonight because it's like 20. That's the 22nd show in a row where it's like, what I mean, you know. Is anyone gonna die? Is anyone gonna fucking lose sleep over this? So she's like, we have two. We have two who showed up. Do you want them? I'm like, nah, just tell them it's canceled, you know? And then me and Moses are like celebrating. We're like, yeah, let's drink and call it early. And then I get a message. They're saying, hey, we have 9 now. I'm like,
Damn.
okay, let them in. We'll do the show. And
Yeah,
9
you
didn't come
got to do
up.
it at 9.
35 showed up, bro. In
What?
from the moment I told her to cancel it to the moment 35 walked up, 4 minutes passed. Okay. Literally 3 or 4 minutes. It was
Holy
11.
fuck.
It was 11:53. Do you want 2 people in? Nah, fucking cancel it. 11:55. We have 9. Okay, fuck it. Let them up at 11:57. 11:57, like 3 minutes before midnight. I always let people up. 35 people showed in. We had to grab extra chairs. Buddy, there was a huge football game in town where the local team lost 0-5. Okay.
Yeah.
And all
People
these
are
drunk,
depressed.
oh, buddy, all these drunk kids came in like 2 giant groups, and it was fucking warfare. First of all, I've never had a show in all of them where, as we enter the
Warfare.
room, people are on the mic. Yeah, yeah.
Like
Right
the
away, I was like,
number
oh
one
fuck,
rule.
yeah, the telltale sign. Like, oh no. Moses did what he could, 12 minutes off the top, and then I came on, and it was just for 20 minutes. There was 2 guys specifically that were fucking rowdy and loud and just like gone. And I'm just like interrupting jokes, like, oh, guys, you got to shut the fuck up. You got to. It's a tiny room, It's like SoCap, half a SoCap upstairs. So I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? It's like not funny. It's like I'm doing funny rebuttals, but it's not really funny anymore. It's
Yeah.
like I'm just being like, yo, shut the fuck up. You got to leave. And then I do a mean joke that no one really laughs at. I'm like, this is why they lost. It was you. It was your energy. And then no one's laughing at that because the whole town is depressed from the loss. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
so it's like, it was fucked up. Finally, the loudest one, I tell him, just go, dip. Ain't fucking funny. This will fucking fuck you up. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, guy. And then his fucking little buddy hangs out for 5 more minutes, still trying to interrupt. I'm like, go to your friend. He's like, I'm playing hard to get. And then that killed with everyone. I'm like, this fucker, he's getting bigger laughs than me, number one.
Because
And he's
they
interrupting
want
the
him to win. Yeah.
No, they don't even want him to win. There's a bunch of old people in the back. There's like 12 adults that like I want the show, like 30s, and then there's like 20 children, essentially, literally teens. These got 20 ahead of me. I was like, they all look like Slytherin. You know what I mean? First year Slytherin. I swear to God, that's what I
First year
told them.
Slytherin.
Which I didn't even get a laugh. I was like, "Who's Malfoy here?" That got a laugh, but Malfoy was the guy coincidentally that left at the end. Where finally, when he left, we're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's what happens when you drink during pregnancy, guys." You know what I mean? And then still, but at this point, it is 12:30, bro. Half of the show
you got a
has
bit to go.
yeah, and in the fighting of them in throughout that 20 minutes, I ended and got cut off like 6 bits. So I never even got to the punches and I couldn't really go back to them. So I'm just like, buddy, it was such a nightmare.
So how
Such a
many shows have
nightmare.
you done right now? 22?
22 as of last night was 22.
How many of them have been good?
Probably 7, 8,
7 out of 22. Okay, wow.
7, 8, 9. Like good, probably 10 actually. Great, probably 4 or 5. Not good, like 8, and terrible, like 5. I don't know if that math adds up, but that's probably the pie
That might
chart
not be
of
the
it all.
right math. We're not gonna check it, but
Yeah,
that
that's my point.
that city town shit where they're obsessed with the team. I was just watching Swamp Kings, a Netflix series about the Florida Gators. People literally, it makes sense why guys are okay not making the NFL if they had a really crazy college experience because it's literally bigger, like it's more. Tim Tebow
Yeah,
was so famous that they were going to clubs and he's like 17 and they're like, how did you get him here? The people are freaking out.
Tim Tebow was that famous at 17.
Oh my God, it was crazy. They would literally,
Yeah,
okay, so the Gators would have an offense they called spread offense. It was kind of a
yeah.
weird offense where they would want the quarterback to run a little bit more. Probably would have worked now with the way quarterbacks are, but they would bring Tebow in for like 1 or 2 plays sometimes, either at the end of the drive or the beginning.
Mm.
And the fans would boo when he would get taken off because they just want to see him keep playing football. They're obsessed with him.
That was it because he's so religious and he's like a role model, or is like they like how he looks, or is he an incredible player? What was it
Just
exactly? Because he fizzled
a
out in the
mixture.
NFL, right?
Yeah, so it was a mixture of things. He's handsome,
Yeah.
he's fit, he's really good at football.
Well, I mean,
He's
fit
also
goes hand in hand with football. That's default.
yeah, but like he's not Brady and him are the same position, but Tim Tebow would
Gotcha.
fucking
Yeah. Brady's like he's that's
destroy
like
him.
that John Jones body style when John was just like lanky.
Lanky,
That's
yeah.
like yeah. But
Tebow's
yeah,
a
okay.
big boy though, and the problem with Tebow was in Florida, the offense relied heavily on him running, and he's not the best passer. So if he had teachers and coaches that were more focused on the passing, he would have done better in the NFL. But in the
Gotcha.
NFL, he just fizzled out because he wasn't as good a passer. And I mean, you're a quarterback, you're passing the ball.
He was trying to run it like Michael Vick, huh?
Yeah, but he's just not as wiry. He would just run through people. He was just super, super. He was like a gorilla at quarterback. That's how they described him.
That's funny how you could make it to that level with being mediocre at passing, the critical
The
function of the
critical
quarterback.
function.
Yeah. That's what happened to him, I guess, huh? It's kind of like him with passing and Derrick Rose with ankle strength. You know what I
But
mean?
if you're seeing, I think it's just like if you catch a good win. Are you seeing this? People sharing this guy who did this Ronaldo impression or some shit.
Are you talking about the guy that did the slow motion run?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But it was
yeah.
like a footballer impression. It wasn't Ronaldo. But yeah, I
Like
shared it. It's incredible. It's so good. I love that
everybody,
when he
yeah.
smiles, when he's like, but by the way, that makes me think like, oh man, comedy is infinite. Infinite. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you know
of
how you think
course.
like, fuck, you hear a good bit, you're like, fuck, I wish I had that bit. Or you hear, why didn't I come up with that? When I see shit like that, I'm reminded like, yo, infinity possibilities. Like there's a
Yes.
million funny things we know in our heads right now we could act out that would kill. We just don't know which one it is, you know?
But you could have that. I'm using this as an example. Like that could be the Tim Tebow because this guy, there's no bit. He's just reenacting something that's funny, right? And he does a very good job. It's funny.
Oh, it's
But say
incredible.
he gets mega famous because of this, and then he's like, okay, do an hour. And then his hour is just like, okay. It's the same thing as like, how did you get so far without the primary function of like jokes? It's like, he just caught a wind.
I know, but hey, it works, man. Look, Bert Kreischer takes his shirt off. It's worked so far.
While Bert also tells a lot of
Stories,
stories
but
that have
if
jokes in
I
them.
know what that guy's name, whatever it is, if you could look up his name, that'd be sick, just so we can shout him out. But I clicked his gram. He's got a bunch of posts of bits, just like we do, with the name of the bit and the cutout. So whether some are not great, some are good, he's a proper stand-up. So if one video goes crazy for you, fucking kudos to him, and I hope mad people come out and he just leaves it till the end as like he doesn't do it, and then they go, and then he goes, "Does anyone want requests?" And they all go, "Do the thing, do the thing," and then he does it, and then he closes on that. I would love that. And then he gets
so sick of it and depressed, where he's just like drunk on stage, and he's like, "Do the thing," and he like does it. It's not as good as it was.
He's falling, days. Yeah. People are walking out as he's falling, like Amy Winehouse at the end. This is just disgusting.
This isn't what we want.
His dad is in the back. Do it. Slower, you fool, slower.
But that shit happens. I think that's why you can actually be strategic, with like you can pop off at any time. And then once you kind of pop, Like Tim Tebow had these crazy games in
I love how it's all Tim Tebow analogy.
Well, you
watch a documentary and then for 1 week, all of your analogies are from that documentary, and then it's gone, that knowledge.
But you were saying about these people caring about this 5-0 loss. Like Tim Tebow was in fucking high school when people are watching these. It's like he got famous because of high school football. Like that literally carried him to these national championships that then brought him to the NFL, and then it kind of fizzled out. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes you just pop for something. It's like, oh, fuck, I'm not even like this. I've seen that sometimes where a comedian's like, I'm trying to get them to like me for this other shit.
Yeah, well, if the economics of things make sense for you to be involved, then the owners are going to be like, yo, this guy's he's got star power, he's got this, let's bring him on. And if you don't up your game to match the level of the stadium, then you're going to fizzle out. Same with this guy. If mad people come watch him in the shows, then it'll slowly, like, people will come out, they just won't come out the second time. For this thing to work throughout a life, you need to have that compound interest of when they see you, they make a note in their head, wow, I'm going to see him the next opportunity I get. And if they don't do that, then you just you fizzle out, right? So it's like
you get like
it's like everything in life. Yeah, it's everything in life. It might be a short-term boost, but then if he just fucking has great bits, then he's going to be fine.
You pretty much, after you have this clip that makes you fucking famous, you host a fucking show immediately. You start selling tickets and you smash like you've never smashed. You go in there and you fucking destroy. You'll set yourself for life.
100%. But keep in mind, that's just one town, right? So it's like
you go
the internet's the world. The internet's the world. So him doing a show in London for 200 people. That video has like 3 million likes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's
yeah. So like he can do an entire fucking Europe tour probably off of that.
Imagine not posting it, where he just like, fuck, maybe it's not funny, like, because you're posting it off the reaction in the room and what you think. You don't know it's gonna be viral. He's not like, this will be fucking funny. He's like, this is funny, and I'll post it. But maybe he's posted shit before, and he's like, man, I thought that shit was funnier than this.
Yeah, I mean, we all have that thought. But keep in mind, if you watch the video, he has 2 professional cameras, a tight close off the left. Like, this is a professional video shooting. The guy brought it because he wanted, you know what I mean? When I see you change the cam, when he goes like this, the shot's over here and it's closer. I'm like, that's a proper camera setup. Like, this is not just like a coincidence you captured in the moment.
That shit drives you fucking crazy, eh, boss? Because you can't just watch that shit. You're like, you watch it and you're like, oh my god, this guy's got 4 cameras.
Yeah, well, he's got 2, but like when you say like, when I see him do that, I'm like, he knows he's doing the best he can because he knows he's getting a clippable version. Like anytime you do a show where they're like, yo, just so you know, they're recording 4K with high quality audio. In your mind, you're like, okay, no crowd work, and let me do my shit the best. So maybe I have an amazing version of it, right? That's how
Karl Porter is his name. Shouts out to Karl.
What's he got on the gram? What his digits is, Playboy?
So this video on TikTok has almost 9 million plays.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
God damn, that's a lot.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He is.
Um,
Oh, okay. Wow. His TikTok has like nothing. It's just exploding right now. So he's at 6,700 on TikTok. This is so good for him.
Good for
Good for
him.
you.
But
Good
his
for you,
gram
Carl.
has
This
more of
is
a following. I was checking up his shit. Shout out my
yeah.
brother. Check him out if you're yeah, this guy,
My brother.
you could tour just off of this. But like the way he did it, you could tell he watches soccer nonstop and plays FIFA.
Oh,
Because they do that,
non-stop, dude.
they do that exact run in FIFA all the time when
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
slide and then you go like it's a pure football shit.
His face, dude, was
Oh my God. The moment he sees it going, he's like,
yeah, he's got yeah, he's almost at 100. Oh my God, 33.6 million on Instagram.
there
Holy
you go.
fuck.
That's what the fuck is up.
Baby.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but he was
What
about to pop off. If you look at these videos, it's like it's
That's what I'm
something's
saying.
coming.
He's got good
So,
videos. He's doing the thing you want to be doing to pop off. And one
not a
of them
ton of
pop.
stand up though. It's not like holy fuck stand up. It doesn't even have a lot of posts either.
Yeah, but look at
It,
my account. It's like I probably have in my account 70 videos of stand up out of 900 posts. Right? So it's like
what were you a stand up the whole time you had a holy fuck, you have almost 8,000 followers?
damn right, Playboy. Welcome
It's
to
funny how like
your
for
boys
some
in here in
people,
the
dude,
incubation.
it's funny how, like for some people, man, you are like holy fucking shit. Is that Abbas Wahab?
Isn't that funny? At open mics, I get
Like
that
people will
sometimes.
freak out
You're
if
like,
they saw you.
dude. And then it's life is hilarious if you could just show them the show of last night. Like, shut up, shut up, and get the fuck out. You're not even funny. You fucking fuck. Abbas
Like
Wahab.
some guy dunking on you.
Yeah, and everyone dying, and then going quiet for your bits. I'm
Oh,
the
that's
guy.
fucking funny.
Yeah, man.
So now
Uh,
do you feel like a 90s pop star where you had like a song that people loved and you're like, God, I gotta make another album here?
no, not at
'Cause-
all. You know what's giving me. By the way, now I
no,
know the
not at
value
all.
of a good bit. Yeah, the value of a good bit. I used to think, yo, I don't want to post that good bit. Now what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a high quality version of that common bit, and I'm gonna post it online.
Yeah, you gotta post them all, man.
Because the thing that gets me all the followers is the Black Arab. You know, Black Arab. That you know the joke. You've heard it a million times.
Yeah.
That one gets me, buddy. That one gets me like 50 to 100 followers a day for like months. For months.
Dude,
Isn't that
bits are where
crazy?
it's at.
It's
Bits are where it's
compound
at.
interest. And I run into people at shows where I'm like, oh, they're like, oh, I follow you on the gram. And in my head, I'm like, fuck, I can't do those bits I posted. They're like, no. And after the show, they're like, I wanted you to do that. I'm like, but you know it. They're like, yeah, but I want to see it again. It's like the greatest hits. I'm like,
And
oh,
it's like
okay.
music too, a little bit. Also,
Yeah.
the number in our head should be like 50 to 100 million. If you have a thing
What, 50
that
to 100 million what?
like impressions, if you're like, okay, well, this got 100 million views. Okay, maybe I shouldn't go out and open with it or something. But look at this guy with the slow mo, 50 million impressions, probably more. He's gonna go and fucking do that all over the place because people know it. It's like our mind about it. It's sometimes it's a little confused.
Yeah, no, the nature of show business and entertainment, you gotta that video, that thing, it's high energy, it's funny. You gotta close with that. If you open with that or middle with that, like that's kind of unless it falls into a saga of bits he does. I don't why would you open with that? People are like, and then you just do like regular shit the whole time.
No, you gotta close with it.
Yeah, I don't know. But then again, we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Oh,
Hey, we know things. We know a thing or two. We know a thing or two.
hey, buddy, yesterday I rented a car, Mini Cooper, drove on the right hand, stick on the left. Man, I felt it like Italian job. It was fucking sick, dude. It was
Did they
like the
have the
whole
stripes going down?
no, like vinyl stripes.
No, like the two white stripes. Like what was the style of Mini Cooper?
It was the white one. No blacks, no stripes. It was like the Italian job one, but no stripes.
Hmm.
Yeah, and those are Mini Cooper S John works for. Like this is like the base model, but still fun fucking drive, bro. I just
How
feel
many
so.
how many goddamn Mini Coopers got sold after that movie, The Italian Job?
Oh my god, dude! It was just a
Oh my
commercial. It was a
God.
commercial for that fucking car, buddy. Ooh,
Christ. I just wanted
ooh.
to I just wanted a close member of my team to be shot in the chest and for me to drive around a Mini Cooper.
Right? And can I just grow a goatee and fucking backstab all my friends? Dude, that's anytime you see Edward Norton with a goatee, it's like, oh, he's about
Oh,
to He's about to fuck them all.
He's such a dick in that movie. I love him in that movie.
Man, Edward Norton is just just
Yeah, okay, in that era, because that era is Matt Damon, Edward Norton, Ben Affleck. God, white privilege is that's like the white privilege hits, dude.
you know, be a sick like bank heist team would be Idris Elba, Edward Norton, and like you probably need like a chick in there.
Oh,
Probably
I would want
Maggie Robbie or whatever at this point. That's it. She's getting everything at this point. I wonder, by the way, do they cut them deals? Like, do they get back end royalties from that? Because they're set for life.
From Barbie?
Yeah. They're set
I think
for
that
life.
I think that the new contracts for people like that, they do shit like that.
They're superstars. They're A-listers.
They're superstars. Yeah.
Yeah.
They get this like back end thing happening for them.
Yeah, I think The Rock probably pioneered that shit, huh?
I feel like The Rock is involved. If The Rock's got to be the head of something, he should be, right?
Yeah,
He
he's
should
the
be
head
making
of
decisions on
fucking
behalf of someone.
buddy. He's the head of plug-in his merch and his
He's
fucking
so
his
jacked.
never-ending merchandise. He's like, it's a beautiful day. What should I drink? Raspberry ring or watermelon ring? It's like
Who would
all
you-
like
who
come
would you
on,
spend time
everyone
with?
has one, right?
Who would you spend time with of that level of A-list? Like you're like, okay, I get an hour with you. I get to have a fucking meal. I'd have a meal with The Rock, 100%.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be like, tell me shit, man. Tell me what you think. You see
I'd have
my
a
videos?
I'd
What do
have
you think
I'd
about
have a
it?
meal with Dave Chappelle. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd have a meal with Dave Chappelle.
Eddie Murphy. I'd have a meal with Eddie Murphy too.
I'd do Dave Chappelle before Eddie Murphy.
I'd be like,
Me,
Eddie, I don't even.
just me
I'm not gonna
personally.
talk. I'm not gonna
Eddie,
talk.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know what to say to Eddie. I don't.
I
Eddie's
wouldn't
like
talk.
Eddie's
Like,
been a
talk.
god on. You know how you're saying like
On
people go
Earth.
Abbas Wahab. Yeah, Eddie's been a god on Earth for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
Like how? What do you? What? How was Prince? What do you need advice? He can't even give you advice anymore. He's not in the game like that. Like it's like, you know what I mean? And it's not even that you necessarily want advice, but I see myself having a real combo with Chappelle. But like Eddie, that's just, you just gotta sit there and listen to him say what he wants to say. There's no, it's not a conversation. It's a, you know what I mean? It's like sitting with fucking a Greek mythologist or some shit. I don't know.
Or he's just like he's so fucking hilarious that you just ask him how he's doing and he starts going into like 13
Characters.
impressions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
He just can't help it.
yeah, no, that's too much. That shit makes me cringe a little bit, and it's a turnoff. The people that you hang out with that do comedy that cannot turn it off. You're like, oh.
They say that Matt Friend guy, this guy, he's like 24, 25 years old. He's in New York. He does crazy good impressions. He'll do like Ron DeSantis. You know when you're good at impressions when you have Ron DeSantis as one of your
I don't even know who that is.
It's a governor of an American state.
Of course it is. These
But when
governors
you have
change every
that,
second.
like when you get off the main, the main impressions, like you're like, oh no, I can do Arnold, I can do Donald Trump. When you're like, oh no, I can do fucking Ron DeSantis. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
so you're a
This
real
is
impressionist.
This
That's
is
your full-time job.
Maggie Smith, deputy sheriff of Illinois Police Station.
You're like, what?
Yeah. Rock them up, boys. Like, yo,
Dude,
that's good.
Impressionists are weird though. They would live in a weird spot in our mind.
Yeah, no, impressionists specifically. I'm talking about comedians where it's like traditional stand-ups, but impressionists I get because the whole thing is something they can go into right away where they're not even themselves. So I don't have to tell you a joke. I just got to be like, I have a certain set of skills. You're like, oh, Liam Neeson. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to fucking copy that person. And then the new style people, they create jokes in the voice of the person they're doing. That's what Frank Caliendo and those high level guys do. But still, like even Frank on a podcast, he'd be like, yeah, it's the way Arnold says it, run from the job. And it's like, I always halfway through will turn off a lot of the times. I will turn off podcasts that have impressionists on them. It's tough. It's tough to listen to.
Well, they're obsessed.
Like,
First of all, the thing that they're obsessed with is annoying. It's like the sounds of everything. So they're like birds, and nobody wants to hear from them. Like it's like, can you do anybody but you, please? Like that'd be great.
Yeah, my mother's dealing with cancer. Yeah, but do Samuel Jackson.
There's also these scenarios that they do where they're like, Okay, if I can do Robin Williams, let me just put them in a scenario based on your favorite version of that person.
Oh, he's a bird. He's a fly. Oh,
Yeah.
Mississippi. You're like, okay,
Literally
okay.
that.
You're in the car driving. You're like, okay, I'm just putting music on. Fuck this shit, man.
It's almost like the audience's worst desires are felt and stroked by an impressionist. Like, I don't need John Madden at the grocery store.
That's so funny.
Like, I don't need that.
The zero right there. The zero.
I love how you've tried to go into each one of these impressions with
the thing
no success.
Yeah, right. That's why I don't do impressions, bro.
All of the versions have been
the last episode of Tiger Belly that I listened to with Godfrey was great because Godfrey sometimes just goes into nonstop impressions too. But that one was great where he's like, he didn't even do an impression. At one point, he goes, set me up for an impression. Bobby's like, don't do a fucking impression. He's like, you know, you almost set me up for my Denzel impression. He's like, don't do fucking impression. Like they were talking about an important topic and they went an hour with like just talking and it was fucking awesome. But then, you know, because they think, you know, it's our mindset that it's a comedy podcast. Therefore, I got to keep, whoa, you know, but then it just makes it hard to follow versus a great conversation that flows. You're like, oh fuck, an hour 10 finished already. Like Gary Owen on Tiger Belly recently. They're just talking shit and fucking catching up. And
the way an impressionist has to like be set up for the whole thing, so it's never just generic. It's never like me and you having a conversation. It's like, you do a Denzel impression, right? And then you're like, yeah, I do. And you're like, okay, yeah, like it's never that. It's always like, well, okay. They look at the watch. They're like, okay, well, you want to do your thing now here?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that movie the other day with Liam Neeson. You know what I like about Liam Neeson? He's always got a
yes.
You know what I mean?
Literally, man. You know what I like about him? And then that's the bit.
Like they set him up like it's late night talk show. Like, I heard. Did you watch Get Out? No, I haven't seen Get Out, but I like Jordan Peele. He always talks. He talks like this. You know what I mean? It's all.
They're almost like political about it, you know. I like what they're doing down there in Mexico, and then he just fucking starts being racist.
No gap. You got to go right into it too,
dude. So I booked this commercial.
Attaboy.
It's for HubSpot. Shooting it tomorrow, so it's not even
actor or not.
No. It's non-union. Now,
do you have permits yet? Do you have permits yet?
I don't know. I haven't. I've never done an actor job. My friend.
I don't even understand how that's possible. You've done like fucking 20 commercials.
Almost. I think I'm at 14 or something like that. But weirdest fitting I've ever done in my whole life.
Oh, buddy, tell me.
So we get
fittings,
there.
By the way, if you don't know, is before a commercial, you got to go wear a bunch of versions or variations of clothing that you take a picture of every variation where you're like a human doll, and then they send it to production, who's sometimes on a Zoom, and they just go, okay, they like the green with the beige at the bottom, but sometimes the shit is a nightmare. They'll have you wear like 12 variations and shit. Did you go to Bones and something? What's it called?
No, let me explain the whole picture here. So I went down to Young in College, so just down the street pretty much for me.
Talk to me.
But a fitting, the whole deal, you were right. Sometimes they're there on site. There's like a media agency that is hired by a company. So if I was Walmart, I hire a company to contract out a director, and then they're going to set everything up. Part of it, and for the layperson at home, sometimes in commercials, you're just wearing your own clothes because these people have figured out you look good in what you wear. And
that's non-union shit. Union, you are never wearing your own clothes.
Yeah, non-union, yeah. I'm wearing my clothes most of the time. Most commercials you've seen me in are my jeans or my shirt. I'm just freewheeling it out here. So we go there and they tell me to bring stuff. But off the top, they're like, okay, so it's like a finance bro after work. And you're dressed like kind of cool. So I was like, well, is it directly from work or am I going home and whatever? They're like, no, you're going home. You're trying to look good. Like you want to look good with your boys. So we get there and I'm wearing like jogging pants, like loose jogging pants, a hat and a t-shirt. And she's like, oh my God, you look great. And I'm like, oh, thanks. She's like, no, like this is great. Like this is what we're looking for. And I was like,
you had options in the bag or what?
I have options in the bag. And immediately I'm like, this can't be what you're looking for. Like finance bros don't go out in sweatpants to anywhere. Like this doesn't make any sense. So I'm already confused, and we all kind of look at each other. Then when they get us changed into not what we were wearing, so I was wearing sweatpants, and then I wear tight, almost like snake skin like jeans. Okay,
Yeah. Like Sebastian in '93.
literally, man, like they felt like a crocodile's back. Okay, so I got these jeans on very tight, black boots, completely different look than what they said was cool, and they start trying me on in tighter and tighter like polos and like fancy shirts. And then they're just like, all right, you mind taking your one just like no shirt on? And I'm like, what is this? Like, what kind of commercial is this? They throw a gold like choker chain on me. They're like, yeah, this is like tight finance, bro. And I'm
wait, a choker chain?
Like
Like
a
this
gold.
is, you are describing the gayest rave outfit
Dude,
possible.
I'm like, you're saying finance, bro. I'm hearing and seeing gay. Like it couldn't be gayer to me. Like, where are we going? Tango and Cash? Like, what is this?
The pants were assless chaps and shit. Like
It was the most eclectic thing I've ever seen, man. And the people that come out of the little fitting room they're coming out and they're like looking at the clothes and they're like, okay, can we change like this little bit? And they're like, finance, bro. And I'm like, all right, like whatever you guys like, if you think that and this is what it is, I'm so happy for you. But I don't think this is what this is.
So what do you have a picture of the final outfit?
No, man, there's like I had to go back. They got me in so many outfits that I literally tried on like another one. I had to go back and do like another 30 minutes of trying just tighter and tighter polos on. So they had me probably 25 different outfits. Shirtless, wearing a chain, XXL stuff, snakeskin shit, zebra print. I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly. They give you like a pink blouse that's open in the back. They're like, can you try this? You're like, yeah. Real quick, what the fuck is happening again? like what? Just call the character Mike. Stop saying finance. It's confusing everything that's happening here. There's no finance involved here.
Dude, we went and sat outside. They're like, okay, you guys can just sit in the waiting room area or whatever. And you know, sometimes there's like other people in the commercial. This guy comes and sits down. He could not have looked more like what they were just trying to dress up as the whole time. He's got like a sick Black Panther tattoo. He's wearing like rings, but they look cool. Like not look like, oh, which fucking finger does this go on? Like he knew the fucking fingers.
Yeah,
and I'm like, they want us to look like you, man. What's your role? He's like, oh, I'm the cologne guy. I'm like, yeah, of course. Of course like, you're not.
Cologne guy on set, or like his role is cologne guy?
His role is cologne guy. There's like a cologne guy. And we're just celebrating in a bar. So I don't know. I'm excited for what it's going to be. But based on the outfits, I could not tell you what this is.
You got to get a picture for the when do you shoot?
Tomorrow.
Sick. Yeah, make sure to get a picture of what you end up wearing and the ensemble for
oh man,
we could and then next week we'll record in podcast, so in studio, so we'll just fucking beam it up with Dante on fucking airdrop. Buddy, I'm so excited to get the fuck out of here. And I got auditions coming in too. I got I got one that I'm like, anytime I get an audition for a SWAT member that's like 2 lines, I'm like, yo, this is what I'm made for right here.
Yeah, you're built.
Buddy, I have a line. I have a audition for a SWAT member who's just coming into a lunchroom at like an office, and I don't understand the context why it says SWAT member, but the line, the literal line is like,
they just want to see your shirt tucked in. That's what SWAT means in this context.
Like where we go? Yeah, right here. Like, I'll tell you the lines. Fucking hilarious. Crack me up. This is the whole thing. Action. SWAT member goes, hey, SWAT member, where do you guys keep the sugar? Adam, Barrett is supposed to refill it. Adam, you can take my stash. SWAT member, thanks. Adam, you want donuts? SWAT member shakes his head no. End scene. Bro, I could book this shit. Shit
like that. You're like, are you guys auditioning just for fun? Because you can just pick a guy.
Pick a guy. What the fuck? Just ask for our height and look at the headshot. That's and a voice note to see the audio.
Yeah.
What else do you need? The amount of money and time they waste in this fucking industry drives me crazy. With these one line, they have call 2-3 callbacks. Like, what are you doing? What's happening?
The concept that you could say any of those lines incorrectly is only realized in the awkward situations they put you in to audition you. You're like, okay, hey, come in this room that's fucking lit as shit with the guy who's not even going to be in the production. He's going to do all the shit. And when he says action, go ahead.
4 people are on a folding chair on Zoom typing, and you're looking in between them at the wall above them, and do it then. Like, and not to mention the fact that when you watch 80% of what's on TV or 70% of what's on TV and movies, and people do these little lines, it's never, no one's ever blown you away like, wow, who's that guy? It's everyone is just fucking inadmissible, like just riffraff. You take anyone and it works. The guy in the office that goes like, hey, the milk's out. It's always out. And like that guy who came in, drove to like Long Beach like 7 times for that fucking 8
But
callback.
They make you feel good if you could say it. If you're like, oh no, the way he says it, it's the way.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
That's our guy. That's our guy.
Sometimes I'm a guy just sitting in the room, and then the Zoom director's on the Zoom, and then he'll tell the guy who's physically there what he wants, and then that guy tells you, and you're like,
I heard it.
Does anybody care about this? Like it, I've never done a job that's everyone's job where it feels like the main thing we're supposed to do is actually like the most inconvenient part of their day.
Are you talking about the guy standing in there?
Just like for example, like the fitting, it seems like everybody working there forgot that we had a fitting today, even though the only reason that we're all there is because we're doing a fitting for the clothes, for the audition, for the commercial.
But nothing drives me angry in this world than someone who's incompetent at the one thing they do.
I love that. That makes me happy.
My buddy, when I made my first immigrant section shirts from that guy in Brampton, the mistakes he made for a man that all he does is own a shirt making it, buddy, I cannot, like, I asked for 150 were large. He goes, buddy, I made him 50 medium. the designs. What do you mean? Like,
that's 75% of the job.
The designs were fucked up. He goes, look, I'll give it to you for like, I know 16, I'll give it to you for 12. I'm like, I'm not paying for this. Like, because and then I go, what the fuck happened? He took a month extra and it was wrong on every level. I'm like, what? I know. It just blew my mind. I'm like, this is all you do. Like, this is it. That's dude, like going to a mechanic and like to get a tire switched, and you come back, they're like, buddy, we lost the wheel. Like, what?
That's literally the definition of close but way off. Get the guy. I'm going to a guy who only does shirts. You order something very simple and he fucks it up. That's literally the definition of that.
He doesn't do pants. Only shirts, bro. Just shirts, not anything else. I'm like, oh, this guy is not like, he's not branching off, so he's keeping it true, keeping it honest to the game of what he's doing. No, useless motherfucker. Incompetence at the highest level.
Yeah, but those people have a nice, simple life. They're not stressed out. You know, sometimes.
No, this guy was stressed. This guy, he was, buddy, he had like 3 stories of shirts around him. He was running around. He
probably didn't know what size anything was.
Yeah, buddy, he was over capacity. You know why? I know why he did that, because he charged me to order the shirts, the base shirts. And then he ended up giving me, oh, sorry, these. So he took the money of the base shirts that I paid for, and then he pretty much was like, oh, I already have all these in stock. I'm just going to make the shirts on them, and we'll figure it out. Just to net more.
Keep a little profit.
Yeah, fucker. Anyways, looks like we're about to wrap up.
Yeah, baby.
I got 4 more shows, 4 days in this bitch, and I fly out Monday fucking morning. I'm amped, dog. I'm fucking... can't wait to come home. I'm done. Fuck this place.
Man, I'll see you soon. We'll get back in the studio. We got fucking shows. Check us out next Friday at Comedy Bar. Fucking.
Am I on a show?
I don't know. We'll come by. I think you're on it. Come by.
Okay, cool. Sick. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to the cottage that weekend.
Hey,
close but way off, baby.